We here. This is Terrifying Terror Tuesday. I'm a bit late. I was supposed to do it like at 6 o'clock. I gotta check my audio, make sure everything's right. Mic check. See. Yep, it's working. We got it working. Fix my camera. So this is Terrifying Terror Tuesday, where we react to horror films, short horror films. Yep. So today, I hope it be way better than last time. There was a whole bunch of horrible ones in the last one. I mean, oh my god, it was so amateur. There was a few good ones. There was a few good ones though. I admit that there was a few good ones, but the majority of it, it was ass. I can't. It was just complete ass, bro. But we're gonna go ahead and tap into it. I don't want to wait too much longer. I'm eager to see what we got lined up today. Let's go ahead and get it. So, did I watch this one already? I think I already watched this one. I hope I ain't got confused between the last one. Dude, I did watch this one. I already watched this one. Yeah, I already did. Yeah, we got a big shout out to that one. That was actually a real good one too. It actually really is good, but we gotta get to a different one. Cause that one we already watched.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete...
I'm a 21-year-old girl.
So this is, what is this? MJV Animations. Three true spooky horror stories animated to watch at the dark. In the dark. At the dark. In the dark. Whatever. But we got it. We get the gist of it. Let's go ahead and tap in.
I'm a 21-year-old girl who loves to watch horror stories on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie though. 9 times out of 10, when I watch these stories, I assume they're fake. I've never heard of a single person I know go through anything like what I've heard about on here. I see things on the news, sure, but nothing's ever hit close to home. However, that was only the case until something truly shocking happened to me last week. It happened in a completely safe neighborhood, too, forcing me to realize this stuff actually does happen in real life, no matter who or where you are. When this happened, only my dad and I were home, as my mom had gone overseas for a couple of weeks. He had gone to bed around 10 p.m., but I'm a college student who's off school for the summer, so I was taking the opportunity to stay up as late as I wanted. I had the living room to myself, with access to all the streaming services my parents were signed up to. I was so sucked into it all that I didn't even think to close the curtains. The whole neighborhood had gone to bed except for me, and aside from the street lights, it felt like the TV was the only light shining on the whole block. It was just about the only thing making any noise, too. The silence around me lasted for hours, until around 1 a.m.
Why do every individual in these good neighborhoods always have their curtains open late at night? It's like, aren't y'all afraid of people looking in your window? Like scoping your crib out? They could just walk up to the window and be like, oh, you got a 100-inch TV right there, sitting right there. Oh, you got a massive stereo system. Oh, you got a safe right there in the corner. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and hit this lick. Like, come on, bro. Like, real talk. Y'all really need to think. Y'all really need to stop that. Stop leaving your curtains open, bro. Daytime is different, but at night, man, I really just think something was just wrong with y'all. I don't even think y'all real people. I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
When I heard a sound as if the garage door was opening. However, this happened a lot where I'd hear a noise late at night that sounded like the garage, when it was really just the AC unit kicking on. So for a second I thought nothing of it. I just waited to feel a current of fresh air. Though, As I listened more closely to the noise, I noticed how soon it had stopped.
What up? What up?
I realized it sounded exactly like the garage door did when it opened. I still believed I was being paranoid, but I decided to get up and check anyway. I walked up to the door that led out to the garage and opened it to double check that the garage door was still closed. I experienced the worst fear, shock, and horror of my life when I saw a man standing inside my garage. We made the most terrifying, gut-wrenching eye contact before I freaked out and slammed the door back into the house. I locked it a split second before I heard the man on the other side run into it. At this point, I froze for a second involuntarily. It was like my brain knew I should run to my dad for help. But my heart was beating so fast, and my legs were so shaky I could barely move. I snapped out of the state when the doorknob in front of me started to shake. The guy was trying to get in. I ran as fast as I could upstairs to my dad's room and told him someone was breaking in. He shot up out of bed and ran in front of me to where I was already heading, the closet where we kept our revolver. He grabbed the gun and rushed downstairs to the garage door, where someone was still trying to get through. I stupidly did not think to call the police until that moment, so I whipped out my phone to call 911 as my dad ordered me to go upstairs and lock myself in my room. I did so, crying as I went because I was so scared something would happen to my dad. It felt like forever. I kept expecting to hear screaming, gunshots, then the sound of someone creeping up the stairs to get me. I can't even remember how long I waited for. It could have been minutes or hours, but the police finally showed up. I heard the sirens come down the road and saw the red and blue lights flashing outside. But even then, I still had to wait for them to catch him and hope that nobody got hurt. Thankfully, the police were able to catch the man in our garage without any major disaster. He was never able to get inside the house but continued to bang on the door and mess with the knob until the last second. I came downstairs upon hearing my dad give me the all clear. I got to see the man being walked away in handcuffs. He tried to hide his face, but my dad was still able to identify him. Apparently, the guy trying to break in was one of our neighbors. He knew my mom would be out of town, and he knew her garage code, because my parents gave it to some of our neighbors in case we needed anything in the event of some emergency while we were away. With all the chaos that night, I didn't immediately recognize him myself. I just took my dad's word that he lived nearby. But then a few hours later, it clicked. I did know that guy, but we had never actually spoken. I only recognized him because for years, I've walked past his house and seen...
Just letting you know, bros. Got Fireball in here, know what I'm saying? Got some Fireball in here. I might double stream tonight, though. I might double stream tonight with the meme challenge. Bet. I got bro texting me. Yeah.
Him staring at me out of the corner of my eye. Sometimes from his front yard, sometimes through his windows. I always assumed he was just a starey divorced dad. Never expected he was ever thinking about something as crazy as breaking into our house. Now, I have to wonder how long he could have been watching me without me knowing. The craziest thing is, I couldn't even put a name to his face for the longest time. Even when he was standing in the garage right in front of my eyes. Letting him have the garage code is my parents' biggest regret to this day. They've just never had a reason not to trust anyone in their lives and didn't see it as a big deal. The police haven't yet updated us on my neighbor's motive, though I guess it's not really a mystery. After this happened, because I keep picturing this guy's sick, deranged face every time I close my eyes. It was a hot summer night. I knew I wasn't going to get any sleep due to the heat, so I asked a close friend at the time if she wanted to meet up at the beach in the evening. She said yes, and told me she would bring her camera to take photos for her Instagram. I arrived at the meetup point before her, so I looked around and observed the area.
What up, Ron?
Not much stood out, except I noticed two older guys glancing at me every now and then from across the street. I looked back at them a few times to make sure they were aware of them. But in the time I was waiting there, nothing else happened. Soon my friend arrived and I forgot about them. We were about a 30-minute walk from the beach, as we had planned to stop at some of the shops in the artsy little beach town. When we eventually got to the beach, we got some great shots of the sea and each other before the sun started to set. And we got some stellar shots of that too. Then we started asking people if we could take photos of them, and plenty of amazing people agreed. University students doing group yoga on the beach, an elderly couple dancing to music, a mother playing with her baby. It was going perfectly, and the lighting was incredible. After a while, the sun had gone away, and we had taken plenty of pictures for my friend's Instagram. We took an empty back street, as it was the fastest route to get to a cafe I wanted to show her. The back streets were usually safe, but I guess I wasn't used to walking around there at night. At some point, out of the corner of my eye, I saw two men quickly crossing the street. They got in front of us and stopped us, and it was at this moment I realized they were the same men I saw looking at me earlier. My heart jumped. One guy was slightly buff, but the other was quite skinny, both in their mid-30s.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all women really be getting yourselves in crazy ass situations because of your fucking thought process, dude. Like, come on, bro. Like, for real. If it's late at night, you already seen two dudes staring at you late at night. And you be like, hey, how about we go walk the back road where there's no cars, everything is empty. You already stated that you already know that this particular road will always be empty. If you know that road will always be empty, then these two gentlemen would know that the road will be empty. So is it something in your brain telling you, maybe I shouldn't go this way? Maybe I should take the long way just for my safety. But no, motherfuckers just think nothing's not going to happen to them. Then they scream and cry once something fucking happens. Like, come on, do we fucking think, bro? Go where the crowd is. Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Once they were fully blocking our way, they asked us to take photos of them. Alarms started blaring in my head. We were at least 10 minutes from the beach, so they shouldn't have seen us taking photos of other people there. What would make them rush across the street and ask us to do something like that with no context? I felt like screaming no, but my friend, who had never seen these guys before, agreed. It was annoyingly common for her to be like that, super kind and
change your bestie. Just change your bestie, bro. Something wrong with you, bro.
people-pleasing. I just smiled and nodded at the guys. They were eerily emotionless. They kept a deadpan face as they spoke, betraying the fake niceness in their voices. While my friend was taking photos of them doing various poses, I watched awkwardly. They kept looking over at me instead of the camera, never showing a single hint of emotion no matter what position they were in. It was like they were living mannequins. When the mini photo shoot was done, the skinny guy placed his hat on my friend's head. She laughed and thanked him, but it made my stomach churn as I now knew this was going to go further than just photos. Just as I suspected, the men suggested we get drinks together, still not smiling in the slightest. I elbowed my friend to tell her we should get out of this, but she ignored me. Instead, she actually cheered and said she was really...
She trying to get some D, bro. She ain't trying to hear nothing what her friend talking about. She trying to get the D, bro. I can't knock her friend, but like, you stupid though. You should be able to pick up these indicators that, hey, maybe this isn't the type of guys that I should be going after, right? But hey, she just want the D. She like, fuck what you talking about? I want the D. That's just what it sounds like to me.
Thirsty, giving these robotic men her most enthusiastic excitement. It was so insane that I felt dizzy, even though I had told her the cafe we were headed to was open. The men lied and claimed that it was too late, so only bars would be open. This was when I finally butted in and said we were too young to drink, which was true. The buff guy just laughed and said it didn't matter because he would buy drinks for us, but I couldn't even think of a response to that. I just stood there with a look of shock and dread on my face. And that fear, that show of helplessness, was what finally made their facade start to crack. A smirk spread across the thinner man's face, sending shivers down my spine. I grabbed my friend by the wrist and started begging her to leave, whispering that this all just felt wrong. My friend and I had a sidebar conversation at that moment, and while she was stupidly saying it would be fine, the two men kept trying to convince us to go. They even...
Her friend probably know what's gonna happen. She like let it fucking happen. She probably be fantasizing about this shit, bro.
Started to move closer to us, and then one of them gripped my shoulder, silencing me mid-sentence. I turned my head in horror and saw the most gut-wrenching sight of my life. The buff man had grabbed a hold of me, and in his other hand, hidden at his waist, was a knife. My instincts took over. I still had my friend by the wrist, so I just bolted. I felt the man's grip on my shoulder tighten, almost hard enough to hold me back, but I barely managed to slip away. I hadn't screamed or anything. I just grabbed my friend and ran. Then I didn't stop until I dragged her into a more populated area. I think if I had wasted the breath, we wouldn't have gotten away. But this left my airheaded friend confused and pissed at me. She just couldn't get it through her head that those guys were bad news.
The bitch saw the knife and everything. She still was mad, bro. This her fantasy, bro. That's her fucking fantasy, bro. Real talk, bro. That's her fucking fantasy. She want all that. She want the worst done to her, bro.
Even as we were getting into a cab, so we didn't have to leave on foot, I pointed the men out to her. They were still watching us from across the street, just like they were from the start, and probably had been all evening. I could still see the glint of metal in the larger man's hand, but my friend refused to believe he was holding a weapon, claiming it was probably just his phone. This story was what made me stop talking to that friend. She thought I was over-exaggerating and said I was being annoying by mentioning it so much. I might have saved her life, and she can't even say thanks. To think she's out there, navigating the world on her own. It's a wonder how she's still alive.
Because she just let it happen. She just let it happen.
In early 2020, I was stuck at home under quarantine like everyone else. I lived alone, so I was lonely and bored for most of it. One day, the loneliness finally got the better of me, and I decided to try a dating app for the first time. I made my account over breakfast, uploading 10 or so of the best pictures I had of me at the time. Afterwards, I went to the living room and sat on the couch and started swiping through the app. It seemed like a lot of people had the same idea as me, so there was a ton of activity, and it didn't take long to match with several guys. I noticed one of the messages I got from a blank profile saying, "Sup, it says you're close. Want to come over?" I clicked on his profile. He had no pictures, no age or status. So I replied asking if he had any pictures. He sent back 2 images. He was an old white guy in his 40s or 50s, with a long beard. He was very hairy and creepy looking, almost old enough to be my dad. I had no experience with dating apps, but I want to always be respectful and clear if I'm not interested in someone. I responded to his images with a text letting him know I was sorry, but he wasn't my type, so I wasn't interested. Honestly,
it's the simple fact that you freaking replied. That's the crazy shit. First of all, I'm gonna be real. If I'm on a fucking dating app and I see that you don't have no profile picture, none of that shit whatsoever, why the fuck would I reply? You had 3 other dudes send you a fucking message and all that other shit, and now all of a sudden now you just want to shoot your shot or just entertain somebody with no fucking profile picture. You deserve to get whatever coming to you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I thought he would just block me, but he replied with a message that left me speechless. He sent me a screenshot of my house on Google Earth and typed my exact address.
Crazy shit.
Then he blocked me seconds after I saw it. It was really frightening, but I told myself I was just being paranoid and laughed it off. Then I took a shower to reset. About 20 minutes later, I came out of the shower and saw I had 10 missed calls from an unknown number, along with 1 voicemail. I figured I was being prank called by my friends, as it was something they would do. I played the voicemail, but I only heard random muffled sounds for a few seconds. I brushed it off, then I went to lay in bed. As I opened the dating
Hey, Ron, you remember the tag days, nigga? You remember the tag days, bro?
app again. There was a message from another blank profile that said, "Look outside." Before I could even click on the profile, they blocked me, and the message disappeared again. I panicked and shot out of bed to peek through my blinds at my bay window, but there was nobody out there. I kept staring, expecting to see someone. Then I realized my phone was ringing again. It was the same unknown caller spam calling me. I got agitated and picked up, but nobody responded to me on the other side. All I heard was someone breathing slow and heavy. Then after about 10 seconds, they hung up. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and put it down to watch some TV in bed. A while later, I grabbed my phone out of curiosity. I thought there was no way they would try to call again, but as it turned out, I had 20 more missed calls from them, and they were still going. It was about 2 in the morning, so this was getting to be really annoying. When they called again, I answered just so I could cuss them out and tell them to stop calling me.
Yeah, that's totally gonna work.
This time, I could hear.
Why would you cuss them out and they got a picture of your house? Like, figure out what they want, get your poll ready. Then if they intrude, up the switch. That's all you gotta do. Y'all, bro, they be. I ain't gonna lie, man. They be thinking so fucking stupid, bro. That's why most of y'all are fucking victims now, bro.
You're a
Like,
victim.
That's why y'all are fucking victims. Y'all don't logically think when y'all in these type of scenarios. Swear to God, y'all don't. Play your fucking cards right.
Hear something from the other end of the call, and it made every hair on my body stand on end. It sounded exactly what was playing on my TV right in front of me, only delayed by a few seconds. I froze, horrified that the caller might be hiding in my room. Then, for the first time, I heard a voice on the other end. It said, "Look outside again." At this point, I thought I was losing my mind. When I gathered the courage, with my blanket wrapped around me, I crept up to my closet and flung the door open.
But like I said, if that was me, I ain't gonna lie. The first picture of my house, I would have got my switch, laid in my bed, and just waited. I would have did that. The first call I would have picked up. Well, no, probably about third or fourth. I would have picked up. Say, what you want, nigga? Breathing first one. If they breathing first, I'm like, all right. Freaky ass nigga, hang up. Call me again. Look outside. All right. Show me your location outside. I will walk directly to you. Show me where you at. I will meet you directly. Up the switch on you. I swear to God, I'll do it. Then I'll call the police out there, tell you, hey man, this dude harassing me, coming to my house and shit, trying to shoot me. If I get 5-10 years, it is what it is. But nigga, I'm protecting my life.
There was nobody in it. Next, I checked under my bed.
I'd rather get you outside before you come inside.
Nobody there either. Finally, I went over to my window facing the backyard. I cracked the blinds and looked outside, and there was a man standing on the patio.
That's your chance.
He was holding a phone and staring directly up at me. Fear took over my body. I screamed and ran into my bathroom, locking the door and jamming a rug underneath it.
Totally works.
I called the police, begging for help. I told them what was happening, and in an act so disrespectful it made me lose my faith in humanity. They didn't show up for 2 hours. It felt like days. When they
Absolute fucking cinema.
finally came, the guy was no longer there. The cops said there was nothing they could do. They basically blamed me for the whole thing, too, saying I brought it on myself by being on a dating app, as if I signed up to have strangers find out everything about me when I downloaded it.
I mean, they ain't lying.
Irritated beyond belief, I sent them out since they were no help at all. I was a paranoid wreck for weeks after that, always expecting to see that freak again, never being able to believe that it was over. I still think about that man whenever someone mentions dating apps. I certainly never intend to use one ever again.
2025, if you do not have a hammer, you might as well knock yourself off. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was MJV Animations. That was pretty dope. A lot of stupid decisions. I'm starting to see a pattern in the female species. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm starting to see a fucking pattern. And that pattern is fucking asinine. So fucking serious, bro. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. What's this one? Let me get add recording page 2. Go ahead and roll your kids page 2. Don't skip this shit. All right, what is this? Horror short parties. They got 1 million subscribers. Let's go ahead and check them out. They selling their merch. If you like that shit, go ahead and buy their merch. Know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that shit. How many stories? We got 3 stories. They always want to. You know, hold on. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Well, actually, second. That's my second. First one, having your fucking curtains open at night. Why would you have your curtains open? Your blinds open. Everything fucking open at night. I don't know why the suburbs do that, but that is fucking stupid. Second one, when something happens, you run your ass to the bathroom. You're trapped. You're in a small enclosed area. I ain't gonna lie. If I know somebody breaking into my house, grab the weapon, go in the hallway. I'm just gonna wait on you in the hallway, bro. Soon as you hit that corner, because you don't know where the fuck you're going. Soon as you hit that corner, I can shoot through the wall and everything. I know exactly where you're running to. That's just me. Matter of fact, I would be at the end waiting for you to hit that corner. It's over with. That's just me, though. I'm not gonna be waiting up at the top of the stairs. I'm gonna wait for you to hit that corner. Then I'm just gonna up it on you. That's it.
My roommates and I were watching TV one night when all of us got hit with the munchies. They wanted to order delivery, but I felt like cooking, so I decided to save us all some money and guarantee the food would be good by making homemade hamburgers. I just had to run out and grab everything I needed for it. The only place that had all that stuff so late at night was Walmart, so I booked it over there myself while I still had some time before they closed. Luckily, it was only a few minutes away, and the parking lot seemed almost completely empty. I parked close to the front, expecting to get in and out quickly without any crowds or cars getting in my way. I sort of had tunnel vision on my task, so I didn't see anyone around. That is, until some random guy pushed past me as we both were entering the Walmart at the same time. The guy just brushed shoulders with me pretty abruptly and just ran off into the store, laughing under his breath. I didn't want to confront the guy either. He was either mentally ill or just a troublemaking teen I didn't want any problems with. I just hoped he didn't end up in the same part of the store as me. Unfortunately, when I made my way to the produce section, that weirdo was already there. He didn't have a cart or basket. It looked like he was just loitering around the cases and laughing. Then,
it looks like, oh, never mind. Okay. Now at first, it looked like
I made my way to the produce section. That weirdo was already there. He didn't have a cart or basket. It looked like he was just loitering around the cases and laughing. Then, I realized he was filming himself as he wandered around, taking close-ups of certain fruits and vegetables while giggling like a snotty little kid up to no good. It was weird as hell. Of course, I was trying my best not to stare, despite the fact it was just me and him in that section of the store. I couldn't tell exactly what he was doing, or why the potatoes and apples were so funny to him. I didn't want to get too close to him either, so I had to linger on the opposite side of the section, waiting for him to move on so I could get the stuff I wanted. Whenever he glanced over at me, we'd only make eye contact for a split second before I looked away. Even though it was only for a tiny moment, it felt like we locked eyes, and I had to tear mine away. His presence made the empty store feel packed, like I couldn't get away from him or get around him. We made eye contact 3 or 4 times, and each time I looked down until I felt like he was looking away. Then, the last time we locked eyes, I looked down, and a second later, he was right in front of me.
Stop looking at me! I'm sorry, I wasn't, I swear. What do you want from me? Huh? Nothing, I'm just trying to buy groceries, man. You disgust me. I think you deserve exactly what's coming to you. What? Stay away from me or I'll shove a cucumber up your ass! Though I'm sure you'd enjoy it.
As quickly as that freak became a problem, he just walked away. I was completely at a loss there for a minute, but I eventually realized he wasn't coming back. I gathered everything I needed and checked out, seeing no sign of him on my way back to my car. When I got home, I told my roommates about what happened. My roommates and I laughed it off, trying not to let the incident ruin the night. I was ready to forget about it and start cooking. About an hour later, the three of us all had chowed down on the burgers I cooked. We cleaned up the mess in the kitchen and put away the leftover veggies, then watched TV for a little while longer before finally heading to bed. Once all the distractions were gone though, I started thinking about that freak at Walmart again. What the hell was his deal? All I could see was his gross face bearing down on me. It was like he followed me into my dreams, turning them into horrible nightmares.
What if that shit never happened the way this man perceiving it? All right, so they said, hold on, let me go back. Well, I'm at 359. All right, so if we go back over here when I thought he was gooning on the vegetables,
Laughing.
he could have been. He clearly had his phone up. He could have been laughing at a girl at a joke or something, and this white dude right here, being nosy, kept staring at him do that shit. So what if he perceived it as, oh, yeah, he just over there looking at the vegetables laughing. I don't know why he's laughing, but he got his phone up. Obviously, it could be a video or he could be on a call. And you know how black folks is. We get irritated and shit, and he gonna turn around and cuss his ass out. Why the fuck you looking at me? And they gonna say something provocative with some shit with that too if you push the issue. So I think this is just him fucking capping, bro. It could be him just capping, bro. It could be him just capping. Well, I'm going too far.
Suddenly, I shot awake. I thought the pain was just in my dreams, but I actually was kneeled over in agony, throwing up everything and convulsing uncontrollably. I slid off my bed and crawled over to my roommate's room to get help, but they were sick just like me. The entire apartment was in chaos. We had to call 911 and get transported to the hospital because we all thought we were going to die. The doctors told us that we must have gotten food poisoning, and they pointed to my burgers as it was the last thing we had all eaten together. For days, I felt so guilty. Even though we were recovering, I felt terrible for putting my roommates through that, and I didn't think I'd ever feel confident enough to cook again. Then, a news story broke about a guy who had gone viral for spraying pesticides and rat poison on vegetables at Walmart. When I saw his face, it was the same guy that harassed me that night. He was arrested, and I was exonerated in the eyes of my roommates. But ever since then, I still don't feel the same. If there's people like that freak blatantly poisoning food right on the shelves of the grocery store, how can I ever trust any of the food I buy?
Dude, y'all remember that shit when that dude was going around spraying fucking roach poison or whatever around the vegetables, and he said it was a prank and he got in trouble for it. I don't know if y'all saw that video on TikTok, but that shit actually happened. In this case, I really feel like this dude is cap. I feel like he just seen a black guy, got afraid, and he picked up some spoiled ass shit, cooked it, and yeah. If you ate some fucking rat poison, I'm pretty sure 1,000% you're probably gonna pass away. How all of y'all survived? Like, come on, bro. I really feel like you're just trying to blame it on this guy.
This story was inspired by a disturbing incident regarding a 27-year-old man named Charles Smith. Smith was involved in a viral bizarre incident where he was seen spraying grocery items with chemicals at a Walmart. He is
you fucked up the story. Like I said, he said
facing charges of introducing poison, criminal damage, endangerment, and theft for his actions. Smith told police he makes as much as $10,000 a month being a troll on social media. That money may now be spent on legal fees and his $25,000 bond. Residents are disgusted, and Walmart shoppers in Mesa reacted to hearing about the man charged for spraying bug spray on foods.
And you see, all the shit he sprayed, he put it in a fucking shopping cart.
Sold to customers. Smith posted the video on his TikTok and Instagram accounts. In the video, he takes a can of bug spray around the store, spraying produce and meat. Smith posted 2 update videos claiming he threw the contaminated food away, but he is seen gathering only some of the fruit and vegetables in a cart. He then rolls into a Walmart trailer parked behind the store. He has since deleted all 3 videos. Mesa police noted that the time between Smith spraying the produce and returning to put them in a cart was enough time for shoppers to pick up the contaminated produce unknowingly. Walmart in a statement said the contaminated produce
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You picked up that shit, didn't wash your vegetables. If you didn't smell it, something's obviously wrong with you. In my house, we smell our food. I ain't gonna lie. I smell my fruit. I ain't gonna say the other part, my produce. I ain't gonna say the M word. I smell that. Know what I'm saying? Cow, bro. That's nasty as shit, bro. But yeah, well, we smell our produce, bro. I smell the milk every time I pour it.
was removed. Court documents say Tempe police has an active case against him. Smith had turned himself into the police on December 21st, making himself the latest in a line of internet trolls facing consequences of crimes caught on camera. Smith faces an abundance of charges for his crimes.
The Walmart I work at closes at midnight, later than most locations. I work the nights, cleaning, stocking, and helping customers find what they need so they can get out and get the store ready for the morning. And with any night shift worker, I also have to deal with what I like to call the night people. They usually like to loiter, shoplift, shoot up in the washroom, or wander around until myself or another worker tells them to piss off. Those who are unacquainted with these night people might think I'm exaggerating, but I swear, it feels like I'm working in an asylum sometimes. By far, the worst encounter I've ever had with one of these freaks happened recently. It started around an hour before we closed, so there weren't many regular people left in the store. I was in the freezer section near the back, stocking up the pre-made dinners. While I had my face buried in the freezer, I noticed a woman passing behind me. She was talking under her breath, but nobody was with her, so I watched her over my shoulder as she went by. Her cart was full, and judging by how slowly she was going, she seemed to be struggling to push it. But what creeped me out was how she looked exactly like zombie Michael Jackson from Thriller, like she just came crawling out of a graveyard. I noticed this woman would twitch every 5 seconds, snapping her neck to the side. I felt bad, assuming it had to be a condition of some kind. However, I knew I had to keep my eye on her, so I stopped what I was doing and carefully followed her from a safe distance. She eventually entered the bathroom, which was single occupancy, unlike the ones at the front. She left her cart outside and locked herself in. The bathroom happened to be close enough to the freezer section that I could listen for the door while I went back to stocking the freezers, so I kept an ear out for when she left. However, several minutes passed and I even finished unloading my pallet, yet the
Don't y'all see the problem here? Another pattern I'm recognizing. Why the hell y'all YT people can't mind y'all fucking business? You would never found this shit out if you just mind your fucking business. Like, come on, bro. You follow this motherfucker all the way to the bathroom, bro. She a crackhead. I think she a crackhead, but it's the simple fact he ain't mind his damn business. Like,
woman still hadn't left the bathroom. Her cart was still right there by the door when I came back with another pallet. By the time I finished unloading that, nearly half an hour had passed. I was getting worried that something was up in there. At best, she was asleep or shitting her brains out, but I knew from the way she was twitching earlier that she was more likely smoking or shooting something. I debated checking on best she was asleep or shitting her brains out.
Yeah, go to that bathroom. That's too many fucking tortillas, bro.
But I knew from the way she was twitching earlier that she was more likely smoking or shooting something. I debated checking on her myself or getting one of my managers to do it, but I ended up convincing myself that I had to. I finished what I was doing, then went up to the bathroom door and knocked.
No way!
Ma'am, you can't stay in there all night. The store is closing, so...
Why can't you just leave me alone for 5 minutes?
Ma'am, it's been almost an hour.
Have you been stalking me, pervert?
What? No!
Then leave me alone before I report you to HR and tell them you like harassing MILFs!
After my first encounter with the tweaker, I didn't want anything to do with her. I just hoped she would take all her crap and leave the store. I figured she was the cashier's problem at that point, so a couple of minutes after midnight I went over to talk with them while they were closing up the registers. I described what happened, and while they said they heard some shouting a little while ago, none of them had seen anyone matching the woman's description. They hadn't even rung out a person with more than 10 items since 11:30, which meant that woman with all the stuff in her cart was still wandering around the store. This began a store-wide manhunt for her, since our guy on the security cameras was useless at his job. Of course, as luck would have it, I was the one who found her, and I was totally unprepared for what I saw. She was in a back corner of the store, digging through her cart and eating everything like a wild animal.
Oh my god. Hey, you can't eat that shit if you didn't buy it, dumbass! Hey guys, I found her! She's over here!
God damn it, give me that! My god.
Get this corpse off me! Help! Somebody help me!
That tweaking psycho freak nearly took a bite out of my face, but my coworkers saved me at the last second. I wish I had waited for them to show up before confronting her, but I got ahead of myself and it almost cost me my life. The cops came and arrested her, finding the source of her strength to be 3 syringes worth of street-level crank, which explains why she had superhuman strength after coming out of the bathroom. I still work the night shift at Walmart, and I still deal with insane night people all the time, but none of them have ever scared me as much as that woman. This story was inspired by a weird incident regarding a Florida woman who faces theft and narcotics charges after driving a motorized shopping cart through Walmart while eating and drinking items from the store. Joseline Lopez, 25, allegedly did meth
Come on, bro.
and then
You said she like a crackhead Michael Jackson. A zombified Michael Jackson. What you talking about? Man, come on, bro.
exhibited odd behavior at a Walmart in Lecanto. She had a half-empty bottle of wine in her cart and ate sushi, mini muffins, cinnamon rolls, rotisserie chicken, according to the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. Police responded to a call from Walmart on December 22nd that Lopez was being held after consuming $32.36 worth of food and wine inside the store. Deputies found 3 empty syringes in her possession after arresting Lopez. She told detectives that she had used the syringes earlier to do her business. Lopez, who said she was homeless, told a deputy that she was hungry and did not want to take any of the items outside of the store, but did consume everything she could while inside the store. She further states that she knew what she was doing was wrong, however, did it anyway.
Working the evening shifts at Walmart has probably been the worst job I've ever had. I work retail on the lifeless concrete floors at my local Walmart supercenter. The one good thing about working at Walmart is it seems to be a place where I can get away with being kind of a bitch to people. The whole place is full of gross weirdos shopping in their underwear, unattended children running around and screaming, and entitled Karens who love to power trip at the expense of minimum wage workers. However, my negativity pales in comparison to my coworker Paige. She and I started there around the same time, so we were work besties, but we never hung out together outside of our shifts. I didn't want to get close with her because she had a habit of creeping me out. She had this drooping lazy eye that stared at me while her head was in the opposite direction, and would often say creepy shit like, "I wish my boss dies so we can go home early," stuff like that. Aside from that, I actually didn't mind her. She didn't take shit from anyone. She'd lash out at customers, co-workers, and even managers. Despite getting written up several times and verbally threatened to get fired by our managers, Paige managed to stick.
What's that dude from Spider-Man? I forgot his name. Is his name James? I forgot his name. But he like that Peter Parker's boss at the that newspaper company. I forgot his fucking name, but he like a fat ass version of him.
Around for a while. To her credit, she didn't cause problems. It's just that she had a really short fuse. But something really disturbing happened recently. Paige caught me talking shit about her behind her back. I never expected to be at the receiving end of one of her blow-ups, but I finally understood why no—
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. I need to, I gotta save this. I gotta save this. Hold on. For real. I real life gotta save this. When ugly niggas hear you talk about them, but they don't, but y'all can't tell. Y'all don't know that the ugly nigga can hear you talk about them though. So I'ma save this shit. I will say this shit. I got to save that.
expected to be at the receiving end of one of her blow-ups, but I finally understood why nobody liked her. She screamed right in my face some of the nastiest stuff anyone's ever said to me.
You lowlife, whale-looking bitch! If I ever hear you talking shit about me again, you're gonna lose more than just your job. You got that?
We both got suspended for a week, and when we came back, I saw bandages around her wrist. I always knew she had some mental problems, but I never realized they were that serious. I felt terrible for my part in what she did, so I tried to fix things. Unfortunately, Paige was totally through with me, and now it was like I was just another stupid, annoying coworker to her. She became a lot more reserved though. I thought she had finally started to work on things, but then one night, all of the stuff she was bottling up came out. I was stocking shelves when I heard Paige talking with another customer in the other aisle. It sounded like a bitter old lady, and Paige seemed to be in a worse mood than usual. Before I knew it, she exploded. I ran over to get it under control, literally having to hold her back from hitting that woman.
You're dead, bitch! I'm gonna rip your dentures out and staple them to your other lips!
Paige, stop! What the hell are you doing?
I'm gonna kill this dried up slut!
Paige, stop it! Checkout is over there, ma'am. Hey, let's get out of here.
You're first on the list! You know that? You're gonna be first!
I took Paige screaming and swinging into the storage area, where I did my best to calm her down. It was the first time I'd spoken with her since we had gotten back from our suspensions a few weeks ago. Getting a good look at her for the first time in a while, I realized she had truly gone off the deep end. My effort to connect with her led me to an even more terrifying conclusion.
Paige, what's wrong with you? What's with all this stuff about a list?
You know, it's my list for my plan.
What are you planning?
I don't know. Can I trust you?
Yes, of course you can trust me. Just tell me what this list is.
It's my list of all the people that I want to kill.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've been dreaming about coming here and killing every single person that's ever pissed me off. I want to watch them collapse like little dolls when I take them out, one by one. But for some, I want to see beg for mercy while they bleed out beneath my feet. Wouldn't that be nice? Tomorrow's my day off, you know. I think I'll stop by.
I think I'll call in sick tomorrow then, just in case I'm on this list of yours.
Great idea! Just make sure you don't snitch. I wouldn't want to make another list, you know.
That night, I left work and went straight home, making sure I wasn't being followed. Paige left me with no choice. I doubted that she could actually take out every single one of us, but I knew deep down she was going to try something. Someone was going to get hurt, whether it was her or countless others. I didn't bother reporting her to the general manager. I just called the police. Paige was arrested before she had a chance to come to the store. It's been a few weeks now, and I still feel shitty about the whole thing. Paige hasn't been released from jail either. I just hope they see how sick she is so that she can get the help she needs. This story was inspired by a downright disturbing incident regarding a Walmart employee who allegedly threatened to take out her co-workers after experiencing haunting dreams for months. The woman was 20-year-old Keelan Paige Pasco. A co-worker of Pasco reported that the woman told
They almost look similar. They almost.
her a detailed plan about how she would kill dozens of other employees. The Arizona woman allegedly planned to carry out a mass casualty event at her workplace, according to the court documents. The Walmart employee allegedly had an extensive hit list of 40 co-workers that she wanted to take out. The police noted that the co-workers said Pasco's alleged date of attack would have been March 2nd of 2025, as she had the day off. When the complainant tried to be dismissive of Pasco's plan, Pasco seemed irritated and said, "No one believes me," and also added that she was excited for the plan because, quote-unquote, "that's how they'll know me." Investigators later interviewed the 20-year-old, who admitted to having the dream for 5 months that revolved around taking out co-workers she had real-world problems with. Pasco's comments led to her being arrested for making a terrorist threat.
That's crazy work, bro. Hey, we got one more to watch. Yeah, we got one more. What's this? Yo, I'm gonna subscribe to him. That was pretty good, though. That was pretty good. That was pretty dope. So let's go ahead and get to this last one real quick. And this is a throwback.
What if you could taste the movies?
We turned that idea into an $11.3 million business with Wix. One movie night, we were...
All right, so this is Taste Your Luck, Buckshot Roulette short film. So y'all already know, those y'all been following me, I played that game. Pretty fun, pretty dope. I might do a part 2. Here we go.
You think you're in control? I used to believe that too. Chasing success, planning every move. Now I see how fucking stupid I was. Thinking I could avoid mistakes and the pain. The truth is, no matter how big your plans are, eventually, everything will get fucked up by chaos.
Taste Your Luck.
Well, here I am. Living the success I spent my whole life planning for. What a sick joke to end up in this place. Broken and exhausted. Life made me swallow that nasty pill. The more you control, the faster it falls apart. So I decided it's time to give myself up and taste my luck.
I gotta play this.
'Cause I learned the hard way. Chaos is always at your door, ready to kick it the fuck in.
Are you ready? Please sign the waiver.
That's dope.
Alright, think for a second. Do you really need this? It's your last chance to quit. This is so stupid. You'll die just enough to get out.
One life round and 2 blanks. I load the shells in an unknown order. Don't worry, I always play fair. You go first. Shoot yourself with a blank and I'll skip my turn. Choose.
Okay, 1 life round and 2 blanks. In which order did they go in the chamber? There are 3 combinations. Most likely this one, and even more likely they might.
With this shit, bro, you gotta think from a mathematical perspective playing that damn game.
Conclusion is bullshit. Why am I doing this? I'm fucked, that's for sure. I could have walked away. I could have taken the pills to calm my nerves. I could have. Oh, stop controlling. I am in God's hands.
Damn. Fuck.
I'm not dead. I got lucky? No. This isn't just a room. It has its own rules. I still have a chance. That means
The game goes on. 2 life rounds and 3 blanks. Your turn.
if I mess up, it's over. The voice in my head is screaming, run! Then why do I feel so alive?
We both know which round is in the chamber. But as I said, I always play fair.
This the round that really matters.
Let's make this a little more interesting. 2 items each. More items before every load. The beer allows you to rack the shotgun.
Items. Now the game's about to get even more random. That's okay. I'm in God's head. What?
No, bro. It might be Ron though. He be making no beats.
I did it again, didn't I? Before I entered this room.
Bro,
No.
that shit right there, that model,
Even here,
glass, he was beating
I
my
was
ass
still
with that
relying
shit.
on logic,
No deal.
rules, and hope. That's not luck. That's just fear in disguise. If luck is what I'm after, then I can't keep hedging my bets. I can't play halfway.
Your turn.
Real luck doesn't wait for plans or strategy. Real luck is just pull the trigger. Weird taste, but I like it.
At long last, we arrive at the final showdown. No more defibrillators. No more blood transfusions. Now, me and you. We are dancing on the edge of life and death. Your turn.
Alright, you made it this far, so don't fuck this up now. Let's think this through. I take a sip, skip one shell.
Don't do it.
Wait, what if I skip the life round?
Don't do it.
No, I'd better save the drink for later. And take the shotgun instead. If there's a life round in the chamber, I'll shoot this fucker in the face and win. Yeah, let's do that. Hold on. What if it's a blank? It's probably a blank. Why is he staring at me like that? It's life round inside, isn't it? Shut your fucking head. Don't pull the trigger. Shoot him.
Dumb ass. You should have always shoot him with the first shot.
You know what?
With the first shot.
Maybe I've already found what I was looking for this whole time. Why should I care about the outcome if I had so much fun just playing the game?
You can't put the gun back down. You gotta.
I don't want to shake anymore. What I really want now is to taste that delicious beer one last time.
Survive round. I told you. The next one is a blank. I told you.
Interesting.
Damn. That was a nice beer. What just happened? The dealer had a 50-50 shot.
He shot himself.
Maybe if I didn't use the beer, the game would have gone differently. Does it really matter? Maybe I should just accept the fact that for me, it was a success. I tried to win. I used items. All of my actions led me to success. And I wanted to taste luck. No. I wanted to taste your luck. If you want to support my work and see the behind the scenes footage and more, join my Patreon page down below. Special gratitude goes to Capybaraня, Ascela Q, Valer, Shapsus, Maxi.
That was dope. That was freaking dope. Yeah, we're gonna subscribe. So that was found footage films. That was pretty dope. Hey, so we're gonna end this live stream. This was pretty good. This was way better than the last Terrifying Terror Tuesday. But it was pretty dope, y'all. So yeah, we're gonna end this shit. Thank y'all for watching. And thank y'all